All right, let's go over this right here. This is a story out of Texas. There was, from what I understand, it was a track and field game. Some people are saying it's a football game. I keep reading it's a track and field, but I don't think that really matters. But apparently, one of the rival, um, one of the rival uh, teams went and sat on the other person's bleacher, and then there was apparently some people are saying that that person was taunting the students, and then one of the track and field or students said, "Hey, you're sitting in the wrong place," and one of the kids took out a knife and stabbed the other guy in the heart. It was pretty crazy. Thanks, guys. Did you guys get notified? I see people coming on in here. It's like my fourth live. I'm trying to see what, if people are getting notified. But this thing right here is getting some traction, but some people are saying that it's not getting that much media attention because it's the races of the kids. Have you guys seen this on the news? Is that true? Are they hiding this story because of the race factor? Do you agree with that? Or is everyone just obsessed with race? Now, look, man, people are obsessed with sports. And when I was in high school, some of these kids, man, they were obsessed with like rival and being part of a team. And I thought it was kind of stupid. But I could see some of them taking it too far with the rivalry and stuff like that, taking it way too serious. Sports are track. I don't know, man. I think some people take sports way too serious, but let's see what the mom has to say in the. We're only seeing one side mostly, just a warning because the other kid's in jail right now. Let me know if you guys could hear this.
Wrenching, incomprehensible scene in Frisco, Texas, just 20 miles north of where I sit here today. A high school track meet yesterday turned deadly. 17-year-old football star Austin Metcalf was stabbed in the heart and left to die in his twin brother's arms after a fight broke out yesterday. The suspect was allegedly told he was sitting in the wrong seat in the stands of the stadium before drawing a knife and attacking Austin. Police have yet to reveal what.
You should have brought a knife to a game. That's kind of sus.
Led up to that moment, but we do know the other student has been charged with murder. Joining me now is Austin's mother, Megan Metcalf, and his twin brother, Hunter. Megan, Hunter, thank you for being with me today. I can't imagine how difficult of a day, and I have to start with how sorry I am of what you're going through this morning, this afternoon. I think I'd like to just start. I'd love to just start with tell me about Hunter. If you could, Megan, tell me about your son.
I think I can speak for her for a little bit, so she calms down just a little bit. But as for me, I know I'm a little more, spontaneous. I like to do stuff all around and just get out of line sometimes. And, Austin's always was there to check on me and keep me straight so I wouldn't be in trouble and do anything like that.
Hunter and Megan, whenever you feel ready, jump into the conversation.
Max Karen show. By the way, I may be able to be I may be going to the Karen show at 5:00 LA time today, folks. If you guys want to show up, we're going to be talking about vampires off the topic. But if you want to share that link.
If you never feel ready, that's completely understandable to me and everybody else watching. Hunter, thanks so much for being able to do this today. Just a little more about your brother, Austin. From what I understand, I think he has it in his social media bio, 3.96 GPA student, certainly definitely into football. And it looked, when I was looking into him last night, he was very interested in being recruited to play football in college.
Yes, sir. He was very highly recruited, just like coming out of his junior year.
But I believe the game was a track and field meet. It wasn't football.
He's had a really great year, and everyone on the team, coaches, everyone knew around the area just knew that he was about to do big things in football. And besides his GPA, man, that dude was extremely smart, always in the books. He just came to him real easy, and just him playing with football as well just made him just a great person overall.
Megan, we'll try this again, both of us, and we'll see how far we get. When I read your story last night, obviously this is not about me. I have a 17-year-old son. I live 20 miles south of you. My son's in Frisco every night playing soccer, and we have a lot of friends who knew Austin. So the circles got tight, and this hit really close to home. And I'm just so sorry for you. Can you explain us at all today how you feel? It's just got to be so. The word I keep coming back to, Megan, is incomprehensible. How could this happen at a track meet?
It is. He just took my son is gone, and he's just going to be so missed by mostly our family, but this whole community has really wrapped their arms around us. And if I could say anything to the nation, I would say to make sure that you just hug your babies tight, because you don't know when the last time you get to do it.
Hunter, I know you were there. Thank you, Megan. Take your time. Hunter, I know you were there when it happened. What can you tell us about what happened at that track meet? How could this thing that seems like is not on the menu of possibilities could happen? Again, I was at a track meet, by the way, on Tuesday. This is not something you think could ever happen. How did it happen?
So it was a really bad storm in the morning, and they had a lot of delays. And me, my brother, a couple of kids were walking back from the field house of the middle school, because we attended that middle school when we went to middle school, and we were saying hello to old coaches and catching up with them. And then we're walking back to our stand. We put our tent up so all the bleachers were right there, were not wet from all the rain. We come back, we sit down, and this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life. I never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled.
What did he say, though?
For when I turned around and asked him who he was, he started getting really aggressive. My brother stepped in. He started being, how he always is with me, just brothers, just having my back. And things started getting more higher intensity. And the kid said some aggressive stuff, reckless stuff, and also try to handle the problem.
Austin was always
stolen, just like that, just precautions and stuff. And our coaches always told us, don't let, other schools,
So he was not in a rival's tent. He was, from what this seems like, it's a tent only for certain team members of the opposite team. I don't know.
Mess with our stuff, just sit around our tent area, and we set that up for the girls' track every meet we had. So it's just like he knew he wasn't supposed to be there, and he was it's just a tragedy what happened.
And then what happened, Austin?
There is some information missing, it seems like.
After your brother stepped up, what happened then?
He stepped up over there, asked him to move, got aggressive. He grabbed the bag, and then I whipped my head around, and then all of a sudden I see him running down the bleachers, grabbing his chest. He just blood rushing out. He said, he got stabbed. He got stabbed. First, I froze for half a second. I didn't know what to do. And then I saw him about to fall. I went to go over there. I grabbed him. I see.
Terrible.
This stuff.
Yeah,
I understand. Best I can to understand.
Yeah, it was. You can see. You can picture what happened when what was coming out of his chest, and
yeah.
Y'all can visualize this stuff. I don't want to put down my mom right now, but
yeah, the knife maybe, right?
I pushed my hand on there, trying to make it stop, and I grabbed his head and I looked in his eyes.
Why wouldn't you say what the convo is? I agree, but that we want to know, but maybe it's for court, it's evidence. It could be used as evidence later.
I just saw his soul leave, and it took my soul too.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to ask you one last question.
Honestly, I can't think of anything anyone could have said to justify a stabbing. Whatever he said, doesn't justify a stabbing at all. Stop, Shelly. He shouldn't be talking at all. But I mean, they're going to be asking the questions or what happened and stuff like that. Maybe he shouldn't. I don't know. Maybe he shouldn't. I don't know how that works. Thank God. Right.
I've seen interviews with your husband, who I can hear in the side, by the way. I think he's there in the room with you. I saw an interview last night. Okay, someone else. Yes, okay.
Yes, sir.
But I have seen interviews with your husband in the last 24 hours, and it was remarkable to me.
There's really nothing that's going to justify the stabbing that I could think of. Could you all think of something? And then the chat, unless this guy pulled a gun or something, that there's nothing I could think of that would justify it. But I'm not a lawyer.
That I heard your husband
All
say within hours
Mhm.
of this that he forgave this other young man, and he got there so quickly. And I honestly don't know that I could. And I just want to see, and I don't know if there's a right or a wrong place to be, especially as quickly as this has happened. Megan, how do you feel on that front today?
I am not like their dad. I am so angry.
I'm not like the dad she's saying, because the dad is being forgiving. He says, I forgive them. He's like a Christian. He's using that, his faith and saying, I forgive him already and stuff like that. So that's his prerogative. And it's hers to still be angry.
That boy, then it's just not fair. That's all I have.
I understand.
I'd like to say it's forgave, not forgotten, but I'm not at that point yet to forgive that kid what he did to my brother. Because, 17 years, my best friend just there and didn't blink of an eye, I lost him. So I'm not at that point to forgive and forget, but eventually I will. But I pray for his family. I pray that they understand what we're going through as well. I just pray for everybody.
I totally understand where both of you sit today on that front. I don't know that I could either. That's why I found it remarkable when I heard that from your husband. But everyone has to go through this their own way. I just pray that God goes through this with you both and your husband and the rest of your family. And I really appreciate you sharing this story with me and the rest of the nation. Megan, Hunter, thank you. Our prayers remain with you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. There is a GoFundMe, by the way.
So there are GoFundMe for both. Let me see what else is going on here. Let's see this report. Based on a convo, it would be self-defense. It just seems like info is missing. Self-defense. There's no self-defense when you get out a knife and stab someone that I know of. Again, I'm not a lawyer, man. I don't know. Maybe you're right. This happened in Texas. All right, let's check out this report. Let me know if you could hear this.
Cool.
Again, I gotta say, like, some of the sports stuff with these kids they take it way too serious. I don't get it. I honestly think sports are dumb, most of them.
7:43 is the time, and welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I'm Jeanne Francine. Turning to a developing story this Friday, as thousands of people have donated to an online fund supporting a family whose son was stabbed to death at a Frisco ISD track meet. It's one of the ways people are coping with the death of Austin Metcalf. Right now, we want to check in with Fox 4's Tisia Muzinga, joining us live this morning with a message from the family. Good morning to you. Alarming news. We continue to get updates this morning.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Good morning. Yeah, we are hoping to hear more information and get more information about what led up to the fatal stabbing of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf from court documents later this morning. But the family of Austin Metcalf, the 17-year-old, they have been just sharing stories about what kind of a man he was and details about the final moments while he was here. But police are saying that 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, who attends Centennial High School, stabbed Metcalf in the chest after a fight at Kirkendall Stadium Wednesday morning. The family says they believe the fight started over a seating issue in the stands at a track meet. Hunter Metcalf, the victim's twin brother, told Fox News he did everything he could to save his brother's life.
Yeah, I pushed my hand on there, trying to make it stop, and I grabbed his head and I looked in his eyes. I just saw his soul leave. It took my soul too.
I'm so sorry.
Well, police are investigating how a knife got into the stadium. Anthony is in the Collin County Jail and is charged with murder, and his bond is set at $1 million. Frisco ISD, however, is rescheduling that track meet where all that happened. They're planning to have it next Monday at a different school, Little Elm High School. Back to you.
Here's a GoFundMe for the suspect, I think. Some people think it's racially motivated. Like this kid's getting the bad rap of it. Let me see. What do you guys think? Let's see what this goes.
Absolutely heartbreaking story. A high school athlete fatally stabbed in the chest at a track meet in Texas. It happened on Wednesday morning after telling a fellow student that he was in the wrong place. 17-year-old Austin Metcalf died in his twin brother's arms. His father, Jeff Metcalf, is speaking out about the tragedy, and Jeff joins us now. First of all, Jeff, let me just start by saying that there aren't words to express how shocked and saddened we are by your loss. And as a parent of a 14-year-old boy and an older man who's now making his own way in the world, I just can't imagine how you're facing the rest of your life without your son. I wanted to ask you this question. I know, 17 years old, amazing. And he was an amazing kid too. We'll get you to speak about him in just a moment. I know, 17 years. I think a lot of people at home are saying, wait a second, how does this happen? He goes to a track meet on Wednesday and is murdered. What happened?
I wish I had all the answers. The answer is my son is gone and he'll never come home again. I want to clarify something right off the start because I've already heard some rumors.
All right, folks, we're going, for some reason, all the fucking clowns are coming out right now. So we're going to go members only right now. So if you want to, you're welcome to troll, but you're going to have to go members only, the membership. Right, so get it off your chest, let it all out. Let me see. There we go. If you are a member, you could chat right now. Become a member. You could chat. There you go.
All right. A high school athlete fatally stabbed in the chest at a track meet in Texas. It happened on Wednesday morning after telling a fellow student that he was in the wrong place. 17-year-old Austin Metcalf died in his twin brother's arms. His father, Jeff Metcalf, is speaking out about the tragedy, and Jeff joins us now. First of all, Jeff, let me just start by saying that there aren't words to express how shocked and saddened we are by your loss. And as a parent of a 14-year-old boy and an older man who's now making his own way in the world, I just can't imagine How you're facing
No,
the
he-
rest of
he
your
was-
life without your son. I wanted to
He was
ask you this
17.
question. I know, 17 years old and amazing. And he was an amazing kid too. We'll get you to speak about him in just a moment. But I think a lot of people
Sure.
at home are saying, wait a second, how does this happen? He goes to a track meet on Wednesday and is murdered. What happened?
I wish I had all the answers. The answer is my son is gone and he'll never come home again. I want to clarify something right off the start because I've already heard some rumors and some gossip. This was not a race thing.
Mhm.
And this is not a political thing. Please do not comment if you do not know what happened. Do not turn this into a racial thing. It was not. Do not politicize this. It's not. This is a human being thing. This person made a bad choice. It's not. And it affected both his family and my family forever.
Maybe it just could be an asshole, right?
It's a very unfortunate thing, but I know exactly what was happening. His brother was there who tried to save him and he died in his arms.
So
if you weren't there, please don't spread rumors.
His twin brother Hunter was there, and as we pointed out at the top of this, his twin brother tried to save him, couldn't save him, and Austin died in his arms. He spent the last moments of his life in his brother's arms as he went to meet God. But what did Hunter tell you happened?
Well, the track meet was being delayed. Each individual high schools had like their own little tents to go sit under. And they were sitting under the Memorial High School tent.
Jazz figure.
The individual was saying some words and they turned to him and said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm Mello." And he said, and he had a Centennial track sweat on. He said, "Hey man, you're in the wrong spot. You need to go sit with your team." Words were then exchanged. I'm not going to get into the exact details. I know what my son told me, but they asked him to move, and when Austin grabbed his backpack to take it, he stabbed him in the chest and killed him.
Oh my gosh.
Terrible.
You know, we're seeing a picture of Austin on the screen right beside you. That's his
that's his last high school.
Just an incredibly handsome fellow. We know that he was college bound. He had a 4.0 grade point average, MVP of his football team. What else do you want the nation to know about him?
He was becoming a great man. He had leadership capabilities, loyalty, compassion, love. He lit up the room everywhere he went. He is loved. Last night, there was a vigil, very impromptu vigil at our church, Hope Fellowship. Over 1,700 people plus showed up. The outreach of this community, family, friends, people who don't even know me, has been overwhelming. I rely heavily on my faith to get me through this. Like I said, people ask me, how can you forgive to this other person? I said, I forgive the other person because the forgiveness is not for him. The forgiveness is for me, so I can have peace. His life is destroyed. My life is destroyed.
True.
It's an unfortunate, tragic to affect us for the rest of our lives. I want to get the word out so maybe parents can educate their children to where this doesn't happen to someone else. Senseless acts of violence in this world have become more, I don't want to say acceptable, but I think today's society is more calloused to all the things. Austin was the light of my life. Both my sons were amazing. They were so tight. They had the best bond. They were best friends. And now I have to focus on taking care of Hunter and always taking care of myself and his mother and everyone else in the family. Oh my God, that picture. We love the outdoors. We love to hunt and fish together. Matter of fact, we just had one of our best hunting trips together this past weekend.
That picture is heartbreaking. Man. Look at that picture.
I spoke to Austin Tuesday night on the phone about he took a test. He's like, "Man, I made a B." I was upset. He was upset because he made a B. And I said, "It's going to be all right." He said, "Dad, I'm going to come over this weekend and help mow your grass because I know your arm's hurt." And And I said, okay. He said, I love you, Dad. And I said, I love you too, son. And those were the last words I ever heard from him.
Our prayers are with you, Jeff. And again, I can't even begin to understand what you're going through, but we will be praying for you and for your family.
Crazy stuff, man. You have to worry about your kids like going to a football game or a track and field game, right? Yeah, it's going to be harder for the twin.
We're learning more about the deadly stabbing at a track meet in Frisco, that's near the Dallas area. According to the arrest affidavit, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony identified himself as the suspect when police arrived at Frisco ISD's Kirk Candle Stadium Wednesday morning. Court documents say Anthony told police with his hands up in the air and said, quote, I was protecting myself. While walking him off the track, Anthony told police.
He says the suspect says it was self-defense.
Quote, he put his hands on me and I told him not to. Anthony also asked if the victim, Austin Metcalf, would be okay. Frisco police officers located a knife in the bleachers and that there were many witnesses in the area. And this morning, more tributes are pouring in for 17-year-old Austin Metcalf.
Nothing's going to change the fact that this mother has lost her child. Going to miss the light that, you know, the two brought out in each other.
Meanwhile, Frisco ISD increased police presence and are providing counselors for students. The track meet has been rescheduled for Monday, and the district will share security plans with families.
I couldn't care less about the track meet. This is via Fox 4 Dallas. Let me know if you can hear this.
Well, Jeff, the events of this morning.
By the way, this is the dad who got notified, folks. Let me know what country, city, or state you're watching from if you got notified in the comments. Oh my God, that's awful. Maybe learn something. We can. He's in jail. I mean, he can't. He hasn't spoken. We haven't heard the other side. Other than his parents, you know, think it's, I don't know, that the media is being one-sided. And it is. I mean, we've only heard one side of it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Eve loved God. There is another side, right? There's plenty of info in him. And the time I couldn't chat, but members only found. Okay. Eve, yeah, self-defense is a valid argument, but what's the argument though? I don't see it yet. Yeah, the brother wasn't saying everything for sure. All right, so let's go to GoFundMe. I don't know who set this up. I am not endorsing anyone's GoFundMe on any side. I don't endorse this. Okay, support Carmelo Anthony's fight for justice. How Carmelo fight for justice, support his family. My name is Carmelo Anthony, and I've never, what? They're trying to say this is him. I'm facing a legal battle. Did he write this? It's bizarre, man. My name is Carmelo Anthony. I never thought I'd find myself in a situation like this. Life has taken a devastating turn, and I'm reaching out for help, not just for myself, but for my family who are struggling to hold on during these dark days. Damn, 50K raised already. I don't know. This is kind of weird. Yeah, I'm not buying this. What the hell? I saw another one that looked more legit. He wrote this one? I don't know, man. Does this look sus to you folks? Oh, this is raised $50. $1,000 goals. So there's fake ones out there. Yeah, no, this is sus, man. This is sus. Someone just made this right here. People are making, I don't know if this is real or not, okay? It looks weird. This is sus, right? I saw another one that looked more legit. Be careful, folks. Be careful with these. I don't think this is him, Shaz. I mean, he's in jail. How could he write this? Looks like misinformation. It looks like it is. I don't know if it is, okay? Just for the record, I don't know. Could be real. I don't know. Do your own research, folks. I don't see any more updates on this, but I will update you if there's anything. Do me all a favor, folks. If you want to support the channel, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification. If you want to go that extra mile, you could send in a super chat, Cash App, become a member, blah, blah, blah. You know that helps the channel a lot. Now we got one new member today. That's amazing. Shaz. I don't see much more about this info. Hey, Shelly's been a member for 34 months, man. Look at that. How many years is that? 2.5. Amazing, Shelly. Thank you. Always supporting is Shelly. Yeah, they're just saying that he said this could have been, could this been self-defense? I don't know. You're welcome. The real GoFundMe has over 15K. That's what I saw, but I don't know where the GoFundMe is anymore. Here, the dad's claiming he was not the aggressor. 24 months. Astrid has been a member for 20. That's 2 years. Thank you so much, Astrid. High school track meet tragedy. Dad claims murder. Suspect not the aggressor. The 17-year-old accused of stabbing and killing another student this week at the high school track meet was provoked, according to his father. Andrew Anthony, the dad of teenage murder suspect Carmelo Anthony, told the New York Post on Thursday that Austin Metcalf, that's the victim, or the guy that that's passed away, and his friends were the ones who started Wednesday the altercation in Fresno, Texas that ended in tragedy. And there we go with the pop-ups. He was not the aggressor. He was not the one who started it. We asked him to move. Hunter said he started getting aggressive and talking reckless. Man, even
Just
if you're
because the kid,
I don't understand the stabbing though. That's the problem, you know. Oh shit, Shelly, thank you so much for that. The news is really crazy, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It is. Shelly, thank you for that support. Hearts for Shelly. Also, Anne, thank you for becoming a member, being a member for 25 months. Nerd Report, my favorite. Hearts for Anne and Shelly and Shaz. Regardless, didn't call for it. Doesn't look right now, Shelly, we got to be fair. Right now, from what we know, it doesn't sound like it calls for a stabbing. You know what I mean?
was mad. My son is not here anymore, and I don't understand it.
Just tell me about what happened today.
I don't know. I got a phone call from Hunter. He was screaming that Austin had been stabbed. I was at work, and so I drove.
It's the mom. She's been doing interviews. I would love to talk to her as well.
I work in Grapevine, so I drove up to the hospital straight away. I actually beat the ambulance there. Yeah, I saw them have him come out. He was on a lot of machines, and it didn't take long for them to come in to say that he had passed. So not sure, senseless act of a boy that was in the wrong tent, and my son doing the right thing by telling that boy that he needed to be removed from where he was.
I want to know more about that tent though, because it's kind of, I don't know. But it doesn't, again, it just doesn't justify. Yeah, he stabbed him right in the heart. You know, sometimes though, Shelly, I gotta say, these people really don't know how to use a knife. And ultimately, the intention may have been to hurt the kid, but he never thought he was gonna end them, you know what I mean? Or he may have not been going for the heart, but got it anyways, you know? So either way, it sounds like he's responsible, right?
And just doesn't make any sense. I mean, that's.
You should call him boy? I don't know.
Just because the kid was saying by telling that boy that he needed to be removed from where he was. And
I mean, he is a boy, right? Both of them are boys. I used to be a boy, now I'm a man.
Just doesn't make any sense. I mean, that's just because the kid was mad, my son is not here anymore, and I don't understand it.
Tell me about Austin. What do you want people to know about your boy?
Oh, he was most amazing.
You just called him a boy too. She just called her boy a boy. Tom? Yeah, they're boys. If there's another word for it, I don't give a shit anymore with the words. Fuck the woke garbage. If you get misgendered, if it's on purpose, I'd be pissed. But if it's an accident, calm the fuck down. No one gives a shit. Get a life. Everyone gets something, man.
Kid. Oh, so smart. He had college football guys looking at
all these words to get offended at
him to play in college. His goal.
Uh-oh. They took me off because I was going up against woke. Hold on a second, folks. I challenged woke and they took YouTube banned me. They're bringing up race into it.
His football team, and he just had such ambitions and a drive that it's hard to find in a kid. And he's just such a good spirit and so.
I'm so sorry. Thank you. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's big, man. Look at how big that kid is. The suspect is 6 foot, though. That's pretty tall. But holy shit, look at this kid. Don't say woke like it's a bad word. They made woke has been sabotaged. It is now a bad word, in my opinion. The real word should be fake woke, but woke has been sabotaged, man. I'm sorry. That's what, Shelly, with all due respect, woke has been, that word's been sabotaged. You know what I mean?
We just found a little altercation, and that's really it. But he has a good heart. Everyone knows. Everyone around here knows he's a great kid. He just one mistake from that dude, and just took my brother. He didn't deserve it. No one deserves it.
Like, Disney is fake woke. The real word should be fake woke. But people use woke. You ruin the word woke. And when you say woke, it's kind of like, when you say it in a negative, it's kind of like people that want to be preaching, like, I have the moral high ground. No one likes that. No one likes that. No one likes it with religion. No one likes it with extreme. Woke is a good thing, but it's been sabotaged. Extreme woke, yeah.
A loss from a family like that. I know people that lose their family members all the time, but I just didn't know it was going to be mine so soon. My best friend and my brother my whole life, but
to get offended because the lady goes, hey, that boy did this. It's like, dude, no one's thinking that. No one's thinking the boy racist word.
If y'all could just like not y'all, sorry. Just like thank y'all for just comforting us in like the Frisco area has been comforting my family and me. And I just really appreciate everything that everyone's done. It's just it's a really hard loss, but we're gonna get through it with my family, so we'll just stay together. I mean, our relationship is really the tightest I've ever seen in somebody, like between two human beings. I mean, we did everything together, clean the dishes together, do the artwork together.
Look, man, I'm gonna say this. This is what I'm gonna say. And if it pisses off people, well, we're hearing one side of the story. The other side's it's gotta be heard no matter what. And it should be fought for both sides to be heard. But I cannot think of one reason why, what justifies getting out a knife and doing that. I can't think of any, unless the entire crowd was going after the kid at once or something. No word, no insult, nothing I could think of could justify what happened that I could think of. That being said, the other side's got to be heard. Period.
Together, sports, you name anything in the world, it's always us two in one thing. So you're always just basically one person.
Were you guys just a few minutes apart?
4 minutes.
Austin was first by 4 minutes. He got stuck in me.
So technically, your bigger brother.
Yes, ma'am. He does a lot of big brother stuff around. He's always on my back.
More.
Even if I'm in the wrong, he'll always take my side no matter what. It's just really heartbreaking to see someone that cares for you that much.
I know people are like, oh, it's Texas. Man, let me tell you something about Texas. I landed on Texas, and I was never so welcomed. The people there were so nice, opposite of the stereotype. All right? I'm sure there's assholes there. How does the kid justify being in the wrong place? I don't know. I want to hear both sides. I think both sides need to be heard for sure.
Does everything even by your side no matter what, just pass away like that.
Your mom told me that you were there.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you don't mind, what happened?
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track.
What does that mean, under our tent at track? Is it like a private area? Was it a private area for that team only, for his team only? That's what I want to know. Because some of the news outlets, it seems like, what, or was it okay, so there's two types of things I'm thinking here. And excuse me, man, sometimes like it's hard for me to get the words out. But maybe in the chat you can help me. He was in the opposite team's tent. That could mean two things for me. It could mean like where the fans are, where everyone's welcome as long as you're a fan of the team you're under the tent of, which would mean that maybe Anthony was trolling, which is, you know, or it was a tent where their belongings are, where it's private, where only the opposite team could be at. I don't know which one what it is. You're in the wrong tent. Technically, everyone's welcome everywhere at a public game, right? Sure, they could boo you and stuff, and give you a hard time.
This kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother.
Our team tents. That's the thing, though. It's that's the thing. Eve. Each team has their side. The tents don't belong to the boys. They're team tent. But sometimes that's why I want to hear both sides, because sometimes it's sounding like it was a tent, like a locker room or a place to put shit in and stuff like that. Now, that being said, even if the kid said, "Get out, you don't belong here," the knife thing is overkill, illegal, bad. Per the information we have, in my opinion, it still doesn't justify it. Could we have a case of two asshole kids? Yeah.
There stepped in and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then
it's not a whites only tent, dude. Nice troll there. There's no such thing as that. There's no such thing as that. I know some people, their entire life is the oppressed Olympics, but there's no such thing. Whites only shit. Man, I wish there was, so I could go there and sue them and make money, not have to do YouTube. I'd be rich.
I'm not going to talk about the rest. So yeah. Just that's just what I saw, and I tried to help them, but
it was just senseless.
It was really senseless. Really, I don't know why a person would do that to someone just over that little argument.
Now, hey man, I'm trying to be fair here, and I'm going to tell you something. Football players are dicks. In high school, they were assholes. Football players were in my time. I don't know if it's changed. Football players in high school were bullies. They'd walk around like they were tough. And I don't know if that's changed because back then there wasn't like football players walked around like they could beat up everyone, right? And I don't know if that's changed because of the popularity of UFC and mixed martial arts, because football players quickly learned that they're not good fighters. They're just fat cows that run a lot. So after that, I think their egos got smashed. I don't know if they still walk around with an ego. I personally know that when I was in high school, football players would walk around. A couple of them try to bully me. I used to teach martial arts. They'd tackle me and then I'd choke them out and embarrass them in front of all the girls. But so that's what would happen with me. So football players in particular have a big like macho type thing. I don't know if that's still out there, type of thing. So I could see like, hey, you know, kind of like trying to be a bully, right? What did it not come out right? The cows? No, football players are not in shape. Did I say something wrong?
It's just crazy in this world nowadays how people just up and do that. Like that man has a family. That man has people that care about them all the time, and he did everything for our family too. He was a strong man. He was a strong kid. Real strong. And I know I'm strong too, but he's
and when you're in high school, you think you're invincible, man. Right?
a little stronger, but he did a lot for our family and a bunch of stuff that we just don't recognize. And it's just like, especially throughout our friends too, like everyone knew like he was the peacemaker. He was, that's what I'm saying, like heard someone who really makes peace, really calms peace, and makes everything sail smoothly. And because I get upset, but then he calms me down. He was just always there for me. So it's just really heartbreaking to see like how this happened.
Oh my goodness. You guys are
17.
Yeah, they'll be 18 in July.
I saw a lot of articles say you guys were 16. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, they're 17.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Austin wanted to play football.
He wanted to play college football.
He would have.
He,
for sure.
He definitely used his mindset, his skill level, his IQ of the game was probably the best I've seen in the Frisco area.
Yeah.
As a linebacker, he was a stud, and I always try to fill those shoes with him and play with him. And I had a blast my whole life playing sports with him. My whole life, it was just me and him always good against people. And last year, it was this year, so it's just really heartbreaking not to see him next year on the field.
I'm so sorry, my love. Oh my goodness. I saw that he won like linebacker of the year
for the Frisco Memorial. He was
second team all district, which he should have been first.
Yeah.
But it's just everyone knows around this area the impacts of what he does for football and what he does for families and friends. Like he's just a great guy overall to be around, and
hard worker.
Extremely. It's just really hard. It's just really hard to see someone go like that just for like recklessness.
Mm-hmm. My focus of my story is, of course, on Austin. That is what's most important. But what would you say about the suspect and what's next?
I don't know anything about him. We have nothing to say.
I've never met this kid until right then. It really was under 30 seconds, this altercation. I've never met this kid in my entire life. And it's just... And
to be honest with you, we don't want to give him any recognition or any care because that's not we have no desire to have anything to do with that man. So...
If Austin can hear you, what would you say to him?
I'd say that's really hard, but I'd say a lot of things because I saw him before his last moments, and it was just
how much we loved him. He knew that.
He knew how much I loved him, how much I do for him. Anything I do anything for him.
Yeah.
No matter what, he's called me. I think anything that he needs, I'll do it for him. He's just a great guy. So when you have a great guy, you want people to be around you. They're going to be around you no matter what. Like he's a great leader. That's why I always want to tell him, like, I always wanted to be like him in that sense. It's like how he just communicates and has great ways with people all the time. And I always looked up to him for like that. He was a big brother in a sense, the same age, but he was a big brother than me.
We just want to make sure that everybody knows how much that Austin is going to be still in our lives, as far as in our memories and our hearts forever. You know, it's going to be really hard. This is going to be really hard.
I see how much you guys love and adore him.
Yeah, I'm really trying not to cry, but it's
No, it's your baby.
All right, folks. That's pretty much it for this right now. Let me see if I can get my... Feel free to keep the conversation going in the comments area. I'll probably be back with an update for this. We will talk to you later. Nerd out.